We are confident that we're on track to reach our target, our manifesto pledge of recruiting 20,000 new police officers. If we achieve that...
21,000 previously.
If we achieve that goal, we will be in excess of 2010 numbers. We will be at record levels. We will have the highest number of police officers in history in England and Wales. I think that's a huge achievement.
Never underestimate just how thick this government thinks we all are.
So let's go through the facts.
Well, let's do just that. In 2010, there were about 145,000 police officers in England and Wales. Here is the government's policing minister, Chris Philp, to confirm it.
The previous peak was in 2010 at 145,000 police officers.
The government's target was to deliver 149,000 police officers by the end of March. Again, here is the government's policing minister.
We are on track by the end of March, we believe. We'll get the figures confirmed in a few weeks' time, but we believe we're on track to deliver 149,000 officers.
You don't need to be a rocket scientist to work out that even if the government hits that target, it will be delivering just 4,000 more police officers in England and Wales than we had in 2010. In fact, even the policing minister himself has now managed to work that one out.
That is 4,000 more than the previous peak in March 2010.
So having spent the past 4 years telling the public this...
Well, how many more police officers are we recruiting? 20,000, that's right.
20,000 new police officers.
20,000 more police officers.
What the government really meant was just 4,000 more police officers than we had in 2010.
That is 4,000 more.
But that's just part of the story, because in this latest con, the government is ignoring the increase in population since 2010. In fact, per capita, with an increasing population, as a result of Conservative Party policies, by the end of this Parliament, we will have fewer police on our streets than we did a decade ago, not more. That's not surprising, given since 2010 the Conservative government has actually cut 21,000 police officers along with 23,000 police support staff and closed 600 police stations. The government's latest con on police numbers continues with this.
We'll have more police officers here in the country than we've ever had at any point in the UK's history.
It's a claim that's being repeated by the Home Secretary in Parliament.
We are on track. This government is on track to deliver the most police officers in the history of policing in England and Wales.
But we've established that per capita, with an increasing population, by the end of this Parliament we will actually have fewer police on our streets than we did a decade ago, not more. Analysis by The Telegraph has found that half of all police forces in England and Wales have fewer officers than when the Tories came to power in 2010. 7 forces, including West Midlands and Merseyside, which are 2 of the country's largest, have seen reductions in officer numbers in excess of 10%, while Cleveland Police have lost almost 1 in 5 of its warranted workforce since 2010. The government's former policing minister, Kit Malthouse, was surprisingly more honest about the situation.
Although we're going for 20,000 extra police officers, actually to backfill retirements, we've got to recruit something like 45,000.
In fact, with attrition rates, that's natural retirement and leavers, the Police Federation estimates the number needed to be recruited is closer to 50,000. And it gets worse. Increasing attrition rates amongst disillusioned police officers has made the task of boosting overall numbers even more difficult as forces struggle to replace those who leave the service early. That's not surprising, given the starting pay for police officers has risen by just £297 in 13 years. Just think about that. A study by the Social Market Foundation think tank has found police pay has fallen almost 20% behind inflation since 2000, partly down to the fact that, unlike most other workers, police officers don't have access to the industrial rights the rest of us take for granted. So is it any wonder we have a police retention crisis?
We are the party that is trusted on law and order, and it's something that the Labour Party is not.
Last year, the number of voluntary resignations amongst police officers increased from 2,100 to 3,600 as pay and morale plummeted to record lows. Official Home Office data also reveals that the current crop of police officers are the least experienced since records began in 2007. More than 11% of police officers are currently under the age of 25, which is up from just 3.5% a decade ago. Meanwhile, the number of police community support officers heavily involved in neighbourhood policing has halved across England and Wales from a peak of more than 17,000 in 2010 to less than 8,500 at the end of 2022. And this is the result.
Now, it comes against a backdrop of recent Home Office data which showed just 6.6% of robbery offences and 4.2% of thefts in England and Wales resulted in a charge in the year to December 2021.
So next time you hear the government say this,
20,000 new police officers,
please remember it's just complete bollocks. And on that, let's give the final word to the policing minister.
That is 4,000 more